Hello, Jets fans, and happy Tuesday. And the first thing I see is an article from the other day from the Daily News saying that the Jets are in salary cap crisis. Oh, what a crock of you know what. Look, I'm not saying salary cap is not always a question. It's always part of what a general manager has to manage. But we are not in crisis. This is fear to get you to read their article and talk about it and run around saying, we're dead, we're dead, we're dead. We've been talking about this for a long time. If you've been paying attention, we know that we're at negative 2 million salary cap. It's not a problem. It's not a problem because a lot of our bigger contracts, there are a few bigger contracts that are options. This means that either we can part ways with the player with no penalty to the dead cap hit, so we take no salary cap hit, or we can restructure with that player because nobody else out there is going to pay that player the money either. Now, these are things we've been preparing for. And this is the reality. Yes, it's not the cap crisis that hurts us, it's the quarterback crisis. What hurts the Jets the most is that Zach Wilson is not panning out and that we can't trust him to be our quarterback moving forward, at least for next year. That's the crisis. Because of that, now all of a sudden the plan has to alter. And suddenly, if we wanted to just keep things the same and keep the same exact team, we can't afford to do that any longer if we want to bring in a quarterback like Derek Carr. But let me show you and explain how this works. Carl Lawson is due $15 million. It's a zero cap hit if we say, or like $300,000 if we say goodbye. Too much money. Now I know some of you can be Carl Lawson. I know he's good, but he's not worth 15 million. Now he might come back for 6 or 7 million. He might not because there's other people willing to pay him more. But the reality is that we're strong in that position. And if we need to free up money for a Derek Carr, we've been saying this all along when we yell out quarterbacks, okay, but say goodbye to Carl Lawson. And you could thank that to the failure of Zach Wilson. The other player who can be told to pack their bags and go and save money on the salary cap is, I think it's about $13 million for Corey Davis. Corey Davis hasn't been able to stay on the field. He hasn't been that effective. He drops a lot of passes. Yes, I wouldn't want to lose him completely and say it's not a hit to the team at all, but we can't afford to pay him 15 million or 14 million, whatever it is. So that's about $30 million that we could free up right there. Now, can we renegotiate with the Corey Davis? Fine. Or we could just go with Mims and see if he can step up, or just live with Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Berrios, Mims, and Jeff Smith, or whoever else we sign or draft. But it's not the end of the world. It's not the best thing. But if you think about it, we played a lot of games without Corey Davis anyway. And with a new offensive coordinator, who knows? Maybe Mims could fully live up to his potential. So you could see there are guys we can cut. We can even cut Whitehead, who's been a huge disappointment. That would be a $3 million cap hit, but we'd save $7 million to the cap that way too. So you see, there are things we can do. There's only a few guys we need to re-sign. Obviously, Quinnen Williams is a big one, but his contract could be structured with a heavy bonus where the payout is starting next year, so we don't pay him as much this year, and then we can pay him through time that way. And remember, the salary cap does go up year to year. The NFL's making tons of money, so there'll be, that extra 20 million a team might get in cap could be kind of thought of as what's going to be, Quinnen Williams' future salary. So there's that. There's also Bryce Huff. I don't know that Bryce Huff is going to command that much money. Luckily, his stats don't jump out at other teams to make him too high of a price player. But there are some teams that might watch the film and know Bryce Huff and see what we're seeing, and value him a little higher than we want to pay. But I don't think we have a choice. So there is some tightness in the cap because of that. That might be the end of Whitehead because we need to be able to sign Bryce up. But you can see there's different flexibilities and things we could do. Also, if Derek Carr came in, let's say, for example, for 35 million, for example, just an example, we don't have to necessarily take a $35 million cap hit this year. GMs do it all the time. We manipulate the money. It's in bonuses, spread out over time, void contracts, so you can make it a longer term contract, or we're paying a little bit of it in years 3 and 4. It can be worked out a lot of different ways. So it's very important that we don't panic and we don't feel that we're in salary cap crisis, or whatever you want to call it. We have the same tension, the same challenges as every other team. New Orleans is an example of a team that's in salary cap crisis. Okay, that's a team that's pushing off 50 to 100 million in potential dead cap space. And so they're running out of time because they keep pushing it back. We haven't even begun to really do that. And I'm not even suggesting we do it with crazy amounts of money. We're talking about manipulating 2 contracts of 2 big names and then hoping that the salary cap increases year to year, which it has been. A lot of teams are playing that same gamble. But are we in any worse shape than most NFL teams? No. Are we in crisis? No. Are we in danger of losing some good players? Yes. That's every team in the NFL. Well, at least the ones that, aren't rebuilding. Like, we finished and started rebuilding. There are teams that might clear house and they're not in cap crisis and they can pick and choose who they want to sign, but they're still trying to build a roster from scratch while we are ready with a veteran quarterback to push for the playoffs. And that's what I have to say about that. Guys, if you like this video, hit the like button. That's all I'm asking, is you do what you're feeling. You like it, so you hit the like button. It's simple. If you really like it, you could subscribe and get more videos like this just by hitting that guy over there, that bald head. That's me. And then if you hit over here, there's another video you can watch. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. And most importantly, go Jets.